Yo guys! Today's video is inspired by very recent events. Now then, you may think that your dad is extra, and you may think your dad takes his jokes a little too far, but I can assure you, he probably has nothing compared to my dad. Now then, I've not been feeling too good. In fact, only yesterday I was in the hospital. Don't worry if you are concerned that the reason why I was in hospital was something terrible. It isn't. I just needed to go for essentially a checkup. So yes, I was at hospital yesterday after fainting at college. We won't go into that. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. I fainted at college and I had to go to hospital. Now then, most dads probably would be really concerned about their daughters being suddenly rushed off to hospital. And understandably, my dad was. But when he received the phone call saying that generally I was not dying, I was not in serious ill health, he decided, guess what? Now's the perfect time to play a prank on my daughter. Thanks, Dad. So, what do you think happened when I got home? Well, I was pretty tired. I ate dinner. I walked upstairs to go into my bedroom to find out what my dad's prank was. So, in a state of dizziness, confusion and illness, I walked up to my bedroom after a long day in hospital to open it and come face to face with this. Only it was much creepier, and I shall explain why. One thing you should know about why it was so bloody terrifying when I entered my room to come face to face with her is when she arrived, should I say, she was completely bald and had no clothes on. She wasn't as glamorous as you see her now. She was terrifying. I genuinely nearly fainted for a second time. Now then, my nerves were pretty rattled. As it was, I did not need to be surprised by a weeping angel-esque-like figure, what appeared to be walking towards me, because it seemed that way when I opened the door, to attack me in my own bedroom. My dad found it hilarious. Oh yes, I just caused my daughter to almost faint for a second time after being in the hospital. But no, that's just a joke for you. No, he didn't get the mannequin purely to frighten me. I'd actually been asking for one for quite a while, so I had hoped he would get me one. And if you're wondering why the hell I would want a mannequin, it's because, as I said in my introduction video, and as you can probably tell from my new space for some of my figurines, I'm a massive geek. And I make my cosplays sometimes, and I'm currently in the process of making a new one. So I wanted a mannequin so I could make alterations while it was still in body shape rather than 2D flat. So that's why I wanted a mannequin. So what he did was really thoughtful and nice, only he decided he'd give me a heart attack beforehand. I shall go on to another little situation my dad has put himself in, and why my dad is rather extra. For my mum and dad's 10-year wedding anniversary, they decided to renew their vows. The reason why is because in the first 10 years of their marriage and the first 10 years of my life, our family experienced some great grievances. There were tons and tons and tons of things that happened in 10 years. And a lot of marriages I know wouldn't be able to survive that. But my mum and dad's did. So they decided that for 10 years they were going to renew their vows in the same church they got married in with the same reverend. My mum wanted a new dress. She didn't want to wear the same wedding dress she had worn when they got married because it had already been associated with that big special day, and she didn't want to use it a second time because of the memories and the sentimentality around it. So she decided to get a new dress, and she decided she was going to get them over the internet. Well, my mum has only ever been married once, but she now has 4 wedding dresses. One was ridiculously big and did not fit her. One fit her perfectly, and that was the last one. And it also looks really nice. And that's the one she wore for her renewal vows. The second renewal dress that she bought, however, was hideous. It was vulgar. Now then, it was meant to be like a light champagne colour. It was basically a murky yellow. Kind of looked like a pea sample colour. Like, it was not nice. It also had a disgusting design to it and was basically not what was pictured on the internet. Now then, why was it never sent back, you may ask? Well, that's a bad habit with my mum. She basically never sends things back, even if it's not exactly what she wanted. My dad thought, this will be great. I can make a little bit of a joke and make a little extra scene of a renewal. So there the family and friends were at our house because we decided to have the food and after party at our house, and they were eating canapes and drinking, and the kids had a bouncy castle and I was on the bouncy castle and my dad was on the bouncy castle. My dad insisted on being on the bouncy castle. He was the only adult who did, but I don't care, I love him for it, and he is a big kid at heart, and that's one of the reasons why he's amazing. Anyway, my dad decided, I'm gonna dress up in my wife's disgusting wedding dress. So everything went quiet and we thought, where's my dad gone? Then we heard him come downstairs. He opened the living room door to show himself dressed in this hideous wedding dress and a big matted black wig that we'd used for Halloween the year before. Well, I've only ever seen my dad in drag once, and that was on my mum and dad's 10th wedding anniversary renewal. I wouldn't have minded. I mean, it was hilarious. I didn't mind at all. But it's something that I'll never be able to erase from my memory. That scarred me. I mean, he didn't even do good makeup or anything. It was just disturbing. Anyway, so that's my second story on why my dad is extra as heck. I say I've only seen my dad in drag once, and that is true. But I have been assured by the members of the stables that while me and my mum were away for a weekend, he decided to go and in my mum's clothes down to the stables. To the people who work there, can I just say, I am sorry you had to suffer through that, and I hope the therapy is going well. So now I'm going to go on to another the final example for today as to why my dad is extra and why his jokes, pranks, actions, etc. possibly go beyond what you'd expect, especially from a relatively quiet train spotting accountant. This incident occurred when I was 8 and we were on holiday in Turkey. Something every kid enjoys is making new friends, and that's exactly what I did. While I was in Turkey, I made a group of young friends my own age, about from between the ages of about 7 and 12, and I was part of that group. So it's a beautiful sunny Turkish day. I'm swimming in the swimming pool. Now, my dad had plans. My dad had plans to go and see some antiquities, which, fair enough, we're in Turkey, that's one of the best things you can do there. So, my dad asks me to get out the swimming pool. I go, as many kids do, just 10 more minutes please, just 10 more minutes, I'm playing with my friends, please, please, please. He goes, okay then, just 10 more minutes. So, I continue to play. 10 minutes elapse and my dad goes, right, we need to be getting going now. We've got the car hired, we've got to go out now. And I'm like, but Dad, I want to stay, just 10 more minutes, please. So, he lets me have 10 more final minutes and he goes, this is the last time. Anyway, being the cocky little 8-year-old, showing off in front of her friends, I decided that what I was going to do was, hey, he's not wearing swimming clothes, he's not prepared to swim. What happens if I refuse to get out the pool? What's he going to do about it? Well, I'll tell you what he's going to do about it. Once that 10 minutes came to an end, he told me to get out the pool. And I stubbornly declined. I will not get out the pool. Winding my dad up for 20 minutes is not a good idea, as I very quickly learned that day. He decided in his infinite wisdom that the only way to get me out of the pool, right there on that spot, he stripped to his underpants. Thank God he kept those on, that's all I'm saying. But being in that pool and watching my dad furiously strip his clothes off one by one caused 8-year-old me to freeze in absolute shock. The kids around me, my friends, were laughing their heads off. They were in hysterics, and I don't blame them because it was a sight. And my dad dived into the pool after me, grabbed hold of my arm and went, "You're not coming with me." At this point I didn't refuse him. I did not talk back or refuse or whatever. I just let him take me straight back up. And I remember him knocking on the apartment door for my mum to open it up, and my mum's face of utter confusion when she saw my dad standing in his underwear, my hand in his, clutching his clothes and going, right, we're getting going. So now I come to the end of my video. Don't think I am being mean about my dad in any way, shape or form. He truly is an amazing dad and is just a really unique character. And it might explain why I'm as unique as I am. That and my mum as well. So, that was my video on why my dad is extra as heck. Toodle pipple beans.